and they've been ruled into Christianity by the time, with the earls, some of the earls of the Vikings still holding on to their pagan beliefs. So there may be some vulgar words or comments to one another here as the two groups come together. Think of it as your Viking version of banter. If you look at some of the clothing as well, ladies and gentlemen, compared to some of the other areas that we've recently had in our demonstration today, you'll notice quite a difference in the old-fashioned clothing dating all the way back to the Viking period. So it looks like things are starting to get a little bit heated over here in the middle of our arena. Let's watch and see how this one develops. Oh, and there seems to be some clashes. So you can see with a lot of this, with some of the earlier groups of the periods, you can see quite a lot of this resolves around things like the large shields covering the most of the body, and that is your protection, and in the other hand are your weapons, your defence and your attack. They're coming quite close together there, the Vikings, as the Normans are pushing against them, almost like forming the famous shield wall, where they'd interlock the shields and each man will protect his offer or the man next to him, coming together to form a formidable defence. The Normans have been looking to poke holes into this to try and break and stretch and look for weaknesses in the shield wall, trying to split up the Vikings so they can get in and around and find the weak spots as part of trying to defeat them. And it looks like they're really coming to blows. Also have a couple of archers or bowmen on the field as well, you can see moving around. Due to them not having the benefit of a shield, they're more of a longer range weapon that therefore have to be more mobile, moving around in order to protect themselves, being more lightly armoured or defended. You can see the tactics of the Normans trying to break up the shield wall. They've actually managed to separate and split apart the Vikings with a couple of smaller groups sending off into some hand-to-hand combat. And this is where the Normans now continue to probe for weaknesses as part of separating, splitting out the Vikings so they're easier to defeat. Bowmen are just laying some covering fire across at the moment, supporting the Vikings in their attempt to fend off and defeat the Normans. It seems like it's looking quite favourable for the Vikings here. Oh, very much so, very much so. Now, I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but it certainly doesn't look promising for our one remaining Norman retreating across the field there, caught up in the combat. Oh, and he's down. Quite a bit of bloodshed from the Vikings there, following their name and their terror. And we have a round of applause and a resurrection for our fallen soldiers, for our Vikings and our Normans, part of their arena demonstration there, our Viking combat. So for a lot of the things that we'll often see in our arena today, this is actually not one group but a number of groups travelling from all over the United Kingdom that have come together, some for the first time this weekend, working together to put together a script and to support one another. So it's lovely to see an amalgamation of different groups coming together to support one another as part of that fantastic arena demonstration. Thank you very much for that. As our Vikings and Normans, cheering on the crowd there, begin to clear our arena over the next few minutes, just to let you know that our next demonstration of the day will be at 1 o'clock in the arena, so in just under 10 minutes time, which will be our cavalry of the Restoration period. So this will be after, just slightly after the Industrial War, when Charles II returns to, or Charles II appears on the throne. So our next demonstration will be at 1 o'clock with our cavalry of the Restoration period in around 8 minutes time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.